everyone and welcome back to my kitchen. It's another cook with me. This is actually a bake with me because I'm making Victoria sponge cupcakes today and I thought I'd show you how to do this. So many of you have asked me on my Instagram and on my video where I cooked for 15 people because I made them in there. I thought I would show you how to make my Victoria sponge cupcake. Made this up years ago, like I hadn't seen it anywhere, so I made it up. I've just made them ever since because I love them. They're so cute and nice and delicious and amazing. So yeah, let's get started, shall we? Got all my stuff ready here. First thing I'm going to do is preheat the oven to 180 degrees. So the oven is preheating and the next thing I'm going to do is fill up my muffin tin. This is a muffin tin, not a cupcake tin, because the cupcake ones are really shallow and I find that they just make your cupcakes not as pretty. So if you want to make nice looking cupcakes, get a muffin tin because they are really good. And then I'm going to use these are Dr. Oetker ones, but you can use any. I'm going to be using these ones because they're the ones that I had in my cupboard. And I'm just going to put them in all the holes. I'm only going to make 12 today, but I will tell you exactly how you can make more of this recipe. Cupcake cases are all sorted. I'm just going to leave them to the side because we need them later on. Let's move on to the actual cake now. So the first thing I always use is butter, and I don't use butter, I use stork because I always find that this makes your cakes a lot fluffier. You can always, I also use the Aldi one, which is a bit cheaper. So I'm going to use 4 ounces of butter. And then I'm also going to put my castor sugar in the same bowl. I haven't baked in a while, so my castor sugar's got a bit hard. I'm just going to break it up a little bit. So 4 ounces of castor sugar. I always use an electric whisk because ain't nobody got time for a normal one. This one is super duper old. It is from Argos, probably about 7 years ago. I'm not even going to lie, it's very, very old. And it was like £5 and it's lasted me this long and I still love it. So I'm going to use this, whisk that up until I'll show you what it looks like, but it should be like light and fluffy. As you can see, the butter has lightened in colour and it is like the butter's melted in with the sugar, so that is how it should look. The next thing you want to do is add your eggs, which I'm going to add 2 because I've got 4 ounces. So if you were going to do 6 ounces, then you would use 3 eggs. If you were going to do 8 ounces, you do 4 eggs, and like that. So basically, if I was to make a Victoria sponge cake, I'd probably use either 6 or 8 ounces depending on how thick you wanted the sponge. But because I'm doing cupcakes and I don't want too many cupcakes because I'll just eat them all, I'm only going to do 4 ounces, so I'm going to use 2 eggs. How I always see it is basically you do half of whatever amount of other ingredients you're using of eggs. So, whoopsie, 2 eggs, and also your vanilla. So I'm going to put about a teaspoon of vanilla in. I'm going to use a spatula to scrape down the sides because there's loads of butter on the sides that it just sticks there because it can't get mixed with the whisk. I'm going to give it a little mix. This is the consistency you want it to be, so you don't want to mix this too much now that it's got all the bubbles in. now that my eggs and everything is all mixed together, I'm going to add flour. Now I always use a sieve because you don't want any lumps. By the way, when you mix this, you want to do it as much as you can to get as many bubbles in there as possible, because when you put the flour in, you don't want to mix it at all. Basically just put the flour in, mix it a little bit so that it's incorporated, and then that's it. I'm going to add the flour. I'm using self-raising flour. I'm going to add 4 ounces again. And I'm also going to use about a teaspoon, probably a little bit less than a teaspoon of baking powder. And then I'm just going to fold that together until it's just mixed. Now that the batter is all done, I'm going to put them all into the cupcake cases, so yeah, let's do that. I use an ice cream scoop because I find it easier. Don't really know what's going on with the lighting today, so I do apologise because it is very weird. My batter actually only made 9 cupcakes, so that's fine. You want to fill them up quite a lot. I don't know, can you tell? Yeah, quite a lot, because you want them to overflow a little bit, and I'm going to just stick them in the oven. Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes. The cupcakes are in the oven, and now it's time to clean up, and I'll see you when they're done. I left these in the oven for 18 minutes, and I don't normally time it, I just normally go and check on it, but I thought I'd time it for you so you know how long to leave them in. So about 18 minutes, I'd say put them in for 15, and then just check on them at 15 minutes. If they need a little bit longer, give them another 3 minutes. So this is how they look. Can you tell the colour on them? They're very lightly golden brown, and they look beautiful, and when you touch them they kind of like come up again, if you know what I mean. But if you don't really understand that, then you can always use a toothpick to check. Just poke it in and check that it comes out clean. This is completely clean. There's no like little bits of batter on there. So that's how you know they're done. So what I'm going to do now is let them cool down on a cooling rack for until they're completely cool really. I will be back once they are completely cool, and then we will fill them. So it's quite a little bit later now, and the cakes are completely cooled down. You do not want to do this when they're warm at all, because the cream will just melt, so don't do that. So now all I have to do is take the tops off, whip the cream and assemble them. I'm using double cream. This is just from Asda and is the best thing ever, so let's go. Again, I'm going to use my trusty whisk and just whisk it all up until it's nice and fluffy. Sometimes I'll add vanilla and a little bit of icing sugar just to sweeten it up a little bit, but I don't feel like doing that today, so I'm not going to. So the cream is fully whipped. This is what it looks like. Can you see? If you hold it upside down, it shouldn't fall out of the bowl. That's how you know it's done. You don't want to overdo it because it gets a bit too hard, so it kind of needs to be a little bit, I don't know how to explain it, but just not over whipped. That is all done. So what I'm going to do, you don't have to do this, but I'm going to put mine into a piping bag with a star nozzle because I think it just looks so cute. But you can literally just spread it on. I've done that a lot of times. but today I want to be fancy. I've got my piping bag. This, I think I ordered this from eBay. They come in like a pack of loads of them, and they're the best ones that I've used ever. So, and they come in like a massive bag. So this is the star nozzle that I'm using. It's quite a big one. I don't know if it has, oh, it says Gem 3J. If that means anything, I don't know, maybe put it in eBay and see if it comes up. So I'm just gonna put that in and then snip it. Do it quite low down first so that you know exactly how much more you need to snip off. And when it's in, you want all of the star bits to be exposed, otherwise your pattern will get ruined. To fill it up, I like to put it into a glass like this and then open the bag out over it like that, so you can fit all of the cream in there. My cream is ready to go. Now I need to cut all the tops off of my cakes, and to do that I use a serrated knife which looks like this. Can you see? I don't know if you can see. Can you see it? Can you see it? Like that. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, this one's better. It looks like this. Can you see that? What am I doing? But all I do is hold it like this, and then from the paper just slice it all off. Try and stay as close to the paper as you can and just keep looking on either side to see what's going on, okay? So that is perfect. There you go, there you go. Lovely. So I'm going to just leave the top on so I know which one's which, and then I'm going to do the rest of them. They are all done, all the tops are off. I'm not going to pick it up because I probably will drop it. Now I'm going to use some jam. You can use any jam that you want. This is Asda Extra Special. Raspberry conserve, so I like the one with the seeds in, but you can use seedless, you can use strawberry, you can use marmalade. If you wanted to, you can use like Marmite. No, don't do that, that might be gross. I like to use raspberry jam because I always think it comes out the best. Just going to use a normal butter knife, and then I'm going to put some jam on the top like that, a nice layer of jam. I'm also going to put another layer of jam, like a little thin one, on the bottom bit like that. Looks so, there we go. So there's the top and there's the bottom. I mean, look, there's the top and there's the bottom. And then with your icing, I mean not icing, this is not icing, this is cream. With your cream, you just want to put enough cream on there for it to squish out the sides. Then you literally just put the lid back on, and look how cute that looks. Doesn't it just look like you just want to bite that right now? So first one is done, let's do the rest. That is all done. Look how beautiful they look. Don't they look gorgeous? Now I'm going to use this icing sugar, which is just normal icing sugar. You could do this with a sieve or anything, but I have this one, so I'm like, why not use it? Basically, I'm just going to sprinkle icing sugar all over them so it looks real pretty. That is all done. I'm so happy that this is done. Look how delicious they look. I'm going to cut one in half so you can see the inside. Just look how good that looks. Do you just want to eat that? I do. These are so good. Honestly, make them because you will not regret it. good?
Yeah.
But that is everything, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you make it because it's so delicious. Elisa's eating one now and she absolutely loves them. But yes, I'm gonna enjoy these. That is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye!